That young age, you don't realize what's going on behind the scenes, how that's affecting your spiritual formation. And when I got a little bit older, I experienced one of those God moments, and it's with me yet today. Youth camp, sitting around the campfire and having communion with French bread and orange juice. And it was just one of those moments that kind of put it all together. God and nature and relationships, and for me that was the beginning of my calling, and it never left me.
Mark's story is not too different from hundreds of other people who have spent time at Woodland Altars, time that often has impacted who and what they become.
If it's a young person, maybe it's the first time they've ever experienced God or heard anybody talk about Jesus, maybe an opportunity for them to begin a spiritual walk. For the older campers who have accepted Jesus in their life, it's an opportunity for them to grow that faith and mature.
Since 1963, Woodland Altars has been a place that has allowed young people to grow, to experience God, and practice living in community. Shawn Storms came here for years as a camper and eventually as a counselor.
For me, Vespers were always my favorite worship type time of the day. It gave me a chance to really reflect and meditate on things and who I wanted to be spiritually and just as a person, yeah.
There's no real formula that leads everyone to the same experience at Woodland Altars. Adults come here for retreats and a time to reflect. Children mostly for a time of fun in the outdoors. Older youth to practice leadership skills as counselors. But all people to find time away from the hustle and bustle of daily life, which allows them to grow a little closer to the God who made all of this.
It's in a very unique space. A lot of people refer to this as a sacred space. 450 acres of ancient hardwood forest, diverse ecosystems. So it's an opportunity for kids to be coming to camp and adults to understand a different part of God's creation.
I think they learn like a lot of social skills, like how to interact with kids that they've never met. Because at this age, when they're younger, like a lot of them have been with their friends for all of elementary or whatever. And so coming here, it's kind of like you might know one person, but yeah, like you're almost forced to make new friends. So it's good to see them learn those skills.
There is so many varied things at camp that really lend itself to both the quietness of discovering nature, but also the joy of being together with other people, with the variety of activities that we can do through horse camp, through the fishing camp. There are so many different ways that one can get in touch with God there and in touch with each other. The fellowship, I think, is really important that we participate in.
Run, river, run, run, river, run.
One of the camps that has attracted a large following over the years is the Performing Arts Camp, where bonds of friendship have developed as young people learn an entire musical during the week.
We start out, we listen to a demo of the show, and then we start learning songs, and 24 hours later we're dancing songs, and 48 hours later we're walking around stage with songs and dialogue. And it's sort of a magical growth. We have done performing arts now for close to 30 years. We have kids who have come to camp, bonded to the point where within a 100-mile radius, they invite each other to their birthday parties. They get together for social events.
One common element to all of the camps, even those involving a GPS device to find hidden treasures, or those that involve horseback riding or traveling around by bicycle, is the element of Bible study.
And that has always been the focal point of every camp. And the Bible study curriculum is unique, I think. It was written many, many years ago by one of the founders of this camp, Bowman. And since then, of course, it's evolved, and we're using a lot of the denominational Bible studies. But it's something that just continues to influence the way in which we lead and the way in which we work with kids.
You've got God's world around you, and you've got this community of people that you're thrown into, many of them whom you don't know. And by the end of the week, something wonderful has happened. And there's that coming together, and you feel like brothers and sisters in Christ.
Community can be built by learning to work through conflict or working together on the cooperation course.
They're still very self-oriented when it comes to sports. Like, it's like, well, I can run this fast, or I can score this many points. And it's not necessarily working as a team, but here we really encourage it, and we really want to make them not be an individual and be a group.
Woodland Altars is a vital part of each congregation in the Southern Ohio district of the Church of the Brethren, a place that offers a form of ministry that most congregations cannot provide on their own. Woodland Altars depends on contributions from churches as well as a steady stream of campers.
To kind of get away from the hustle and bustle of life, to get away from the eagerness and busyness of the city or wherever else they're from, just kind of get out here and get away, just kind of get out to the wilderness and enjoy some time out in God's sacred space.
Our church, for example, this is where we come for retreat. This is where we come to reorganize, to regenerate. This is where our board comes. So this has been a place where our church is able to find a second home. It's also a place where we're able to send kids. Our church is in the city, and this is an opportunity for us to have city kids come to an outdoors environment and have a Christian leader working with them. So it serves a lot of purposes for our church, as it does for, I think, almost all the churches in the district.
The potential is limitless for what this camp can offer to anyone who's willing to invest the time to come here for an opportunity to listen for the voice of God, to fellowship with others in Christian community, to appreciate the wonder of God's creation firsthand.
That's a great place to get away, and it's something I look forward to every summer.
Everybody fits in, nobody's left behind, and they don't want to leave. They don't want to go home. But it's that 1 week of the year where they feel like people know who they are. People listen to them, not just counselors, but other campers. And it's just an incredible setting for that atmosphere.
The whole camping experience, from the Bible studies to the morning praises to the Vesper service to being in nature to working together in small groups to being accepted for who you are and letting me be that person this week. Those all would contribute to the kind of person that I've become, others become, and there's something about that draws camping people together.
The place is beautiful. I mean, it's just gorgeous, and you get to learn a lot about yourself and solidify your core values during these weeks. You might not realize it at the time. It may take you a couple years to realize that that's what happens, but this really gives you the firm foundation to take that next step on your life's journey.
A firm foundation, being accepted for who you are, a place where you're listened to, a place to listen to God. Words that describe what Woodland Altars has been for the past 45 or so years, and can continue to offer those who come here well into the future.
That's okay.